All right, everyone. I am back with James here. He's going to show off his game Rain World. He's going to walk us through and kind of explain a little bit of the game while you guys are catching some of the gameplay here. But yeah, go ahead and explain what's going on with this game.
Definitely. So you play in Rain World. You play as this cute little weird sluggy catty creature, and he or she has been separated from their family in like a cataclysmic flood, some sort of ecological disaster. And you've washed up in this strange new land, and you just kind of have to figure out a way to live. You have to hunt food. You have to escape from predators trying to eat you, and try to find a way back to your family. So that's the basis of it. For the day cycle in Rain World, all the creatures come out to eat. So you can see I'm hunting these little bats here.
Yeah.
But all of the creatures come out to eat. So larger predators are hunting you, they're hunting each other, and you kind of have to navigate your way through it, and you're trying to find your way back to your fam.
So are you just trying to fill up these dots out here?
Yeah. So I rarely get to explain the UI in interviews.
Let's do it.
So in here, basically this is your stomach. This is the UI of your stomach. So this is the amount of food that you need to eat in order to hibernate. And then these are extras that you can use. And this is a little like countdown timer to show you when the rains are coming. If I haven't explained the rains, the name Rain World. Exactly. Basically, at the night cycle, devastating rains come and destroy everything on the surface. So if you're trapped on the surface during the rain cycle, you're dead, and everything else is too. So you have to find like shelters and things like that.
Okay. So basically, the premise of the game is just to survive as long as possible. Is there an actual end game involved, or?
Yeah, I mean, so every time that you sleep in a new shelter, it saves your progress.
Okay.
So the game kind of like progresses in cycles, like cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3. But the game is super huge. It's 1,600 rooms spread over 12 regions that are like very geographically distinct. There's like water regions, there's like regions in the air and stuff like that. And you have to kind of go through and figure out the ecosystem of each of these regions and kind of like figure out your way through it. Let me see if I can scare.
Is this the surface you're on right now?
Yep, this is the starting region, like suburban, and this is one of the general predator creatures. He's not being very smart right here. But as a slug cat, you're not particularly strong. You're this little weak, soft creature. You can get eaten very easily. So you have to kind of figure out a way of usually finding tricky solutions out of predators. But I'm kicking this guy's ass right here. It's not even funny. But yeah, a lot of the gameplay is like observing predators and learning how they hunt and what they eat, and then kind of using that information to your advantage. Like
it's like baiting the predators and stuff.
Exactly. Like there's one region where there's lots of like flying predators, and you can lure the flying predators to eat ground-based predators if you know what they like.
That was a fun animation, balancing on the top.
Oh yeah, definitely. So one of the points that everyone notices about Rain World is the procedural animation. So all of the creatures, rather than being like a sprite sheet, where in traditional video games it's like
pixel. Yeah.
Exactly. So everything in Rain World is just.
Did he just come and find you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll tell you
Sorry,
about that.
let's continue where you're going. Sorry.
So the procedural animation, you can see how like the tail, everything moves, everything's super fluid, flows over the surfaces. That's all procedural animation. So rather than it being the sprite sheet, it's blobs of physics that like interact with the terrain, and all of the creatures are like that. So you can see it's like splatting around and wiggling through. So you're talking about how the lizard kind of came through to find me.
Yeah.
So all of the creatures in the game exist perpetually, even from the beginning, and that's like thousands of creatures.
Okay.
So while you're playing, they're going through the map, they're hunting food, they're trying to find shelters, they're getting into little territorial squabbles.
So they're not contained by the rooms then. They can literally go from room to room to room.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they can hunt you with smell, they can hunt you with sound, they can hunt you with sight, obviously, and they remember your interactions with them. So if you're aggressive towards a certain sort of creature, it'll remember that next time. Depending on its personality, it could be more aggressive towards you, or it could be afraid of you, or any sort of thing. And also, as you're playing the game, if you're killing creatures, it basically opens up that ecological niche for other creatures to potentially move in. Some of which are much more dangerous and deadly. So if you're super aggro, you'll wind up finding more dangerous creatures in later cycles as a result.
Okay.
I hope that's explaining it.
No, yeah, so if you basically, like you said, if you want to be more aggressive, the things can be more aggressive to you, but if you want to be more pacifist, you'll have a different type of reaction. That's good.
Exactly.
So like that thing you just picked up and like a little spear, is that something you find just laying around?
You just find junk laying on the ground.
Okay.
And you can, later in the game you can, well, I don't need to talk about that stuff.
That's fine.
There's lots of interesting, weird stuff that you can do. And this little strange creature is kind of spying on you for something.
Okay.
For some reason.
Which we'll find out about?
Which you'll find out later in the game.
Okay.
As the developer, it's always hard to show games because the things that I'm excited about are like in
stuff
hour,
you can't tell, or
yeah, exactly. I'll be like in hour 16 of the gameplay, you'll discover this or that. So let's see what's going on here.
So this shows you where you've been already, then.
Yep, this is the map.
And do the colors of the creatures mean different things as well?
Yes, they're different breeds. They have different physical attributes. In this first region, the pink lizards can climb poles and are kind of generally more aggressive than the green lizards, which are heavier, and they are only ground-based. I'm going to wait for the rain cycle to show up. These lizards will probably take off pretty soon because they want to get back to their dens before the rain strikes. Let's see what we got going here. No thanks. Ah! No! He's looking for a meal. But of course, like in all stealth games, you can distract creatures with sound and noise.
Okay.
So if
you threw it and they're taking off.
Yeah,
okay.
They'll think that I'm over there, perhaps.
That's awesome.
I think they're running from the rain too. Yeah, they're booking it out of here. So that should let you know that something horrible is coming.
You always follow the rats. Whenever something happens, you follow the rats. Exactly. They know where they're going.
So when the rain cycle strikes, I have to see if I can make my way back to a shelter or find a new one.
How do you know what a shelter is?
It's the things that you wake up in. They have a very distinct shape.
Okay.
And when you enter into them, they sort of seal you off, so you're...
Okay. And then when you had the map open, you had like little blue pings or whatever it was?
Yes.
I don't remember what it was.
That's
right there. Here we go.
So that's your sense of hearing, that you sense prey there. So if you need to collect more food, that's where it would be.
Okay.
So you can see the screen starting to shake.
Everything's
you can see the
going crazy.
One thing I want to show off as part of the programming team is you can see how the rain kind of only hits surfaces. So
you can notice it splashing back up on the bottom.
If I'm under here, I'm sort of safe from the rain, but if I were to go out over there, it'd be fairly dangerous. So let's see if I can make it to a shelter without dying. But things get pretty intense. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I chatted too long.
That rain is coming.
But if you're underground when this happens, everything floods.
Oh, okay.
So you wind up having to like swim through tubes while the water is kind of building up. So I wonder if I can find that over here. Looks like I'm toast.
So how does the hibernation and stuff work? Do you have to be at one of those the areas to camp out, or what?
Yeah, exactly. There's basically these shelters that like seal you off from the outside world, so you're safe from the floods. You just go into one of those and it shuts up if you have enough food.
Okay.
And if you don't have enough food, you'll just starve to death in the little shelter.
Okay.
It's not a very nice game.
It's kind of a grim game. Yeah, game.
Exactly.
Game over.
So let's see. Here's my dead corpse.
Poor guy.
Exactly. And then I wake up in a shelter, or another shelter. So there we go. That's the basic little cycle, little game loop. But as you're going on, you're gaining karma from the more food, or from the more cycles that you go through, and that unlocks different doors, different regions, so that you can navigate through.
Just to find your family is the overall goal.
Yep, exactly. And you sort of pick up on like what's going on in the world, like why the world is the way it is, who left these structures, what happened to them, those sort of environmental storytelling questions.
How long is the storyline in the game? Like, what are you guys expecting gameplay-wise?
It takes me about 10 hours to play the game from start to finish, and that's
knowing where everything is.
That's knowing where everything is and skipping regions, because the map is really open world, so you can access everything pretty much from the beginning.
Okay.
So I don't know. We have yet to see someone play through the entire game who hasn't had experience with
So
it
I'd say
before.
like 14 hours, maybe give or take 20.
Yeah, I'd say like 16 to 20, and then there's a ton of depth, and there's like a lot of replayability where you discover things that kind of like open up new facets of the world and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of time.
Okay, and then are we expecting this only on the PS4, or are you looking at other consoles and stuff too?
PlayStation 4 and PC on Steam.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all. We're fingers crossed for February-ish.
Oh, okay, so soon.
2017.
Yeah,
Soon, definitely.
Okay, a couple months.
Blizzard is getting me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was not smart. Now we're stuck.
A love story in Rain World.
Look at that. Look at my beautiful game. Hey, bug.
Yeah, you got out. You're good.
Yeah, it works out.
No, it works. It's supposed to happen.
That's the way it works. So, anything else you would
No,
care
this
to see?
is actually really cool. For not understanding what this game anything is about, this is really. I'm really impressed with the depth of this game. It's really cool.
Thank you. It's pretty hard to show at conventions when you have like 5 minutes of a person's attention span. And as the developer, I want to tell them about all the amazing,
of course, yeah,
deep,
it's your baby.
Cool,
You want to bring out your wallet with all the pictures in it. And
exactly,
go.
exactly. But I generally say it's like a survival platformer, I guess, for fans of strange indie puzzly games.
No, it's like I really appreciate you taking time and showing us the game. I mean, this looks great.
Thank you. No, my pleasure. Thanks for.
We'll definitely keep in touch with James and his team, and any information you have, just shoot it over to us. And we definitely want to let people know about this game. This looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. We're going to move on to the next one.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy your con, man.